Either you take advantage of the system or it takes advantage of you. Let's face it, the system is trying to rinse you. I have no problems with trying to take advantage of it on my side. This is my main door, the door to the palace. I would say that this is one of the best decisions that I ever made. It helped me save money, get out of debt, and do what I wanted to do, basically. All right, guys, this is my home, so let's go have a look inside.
Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're meeting up with Sai, who lives full-time in his van in the middle of London.
It's a great build and we get a full tour, so stick around for that. We also get to hear how Sai makes it work living in the city centre in his van. And we hope that you enjoy the video. Let us know in the comments what you think, and if you like it and you want to see more content just like this, then make sure you're subscribed. Back to it.
So I am Simon. And yes, this is my beast perspective, which I've been living in for the last 3.5 years in London. Yeah, so before I was living in the van, I was actually doing property investment. I got into a lot of debt, that's the truth. So I decided I'm just gonna get high paid work. Went into property investment, made some money, cleared my debt, and then decided it's time to go traveling and live a different life. Yeah, then basically I bought the van. I moved out of my apartment at the time. I left my job after 1.5 years. I was sleeping in the back of the van. It was just a naked van to begin with. I literally started with just a mattress and a pillow, and then built the van over 18 months, quit the job, and then went traveling. Now here we are, back in London. The main reason basically that I actually got into van life in general, or van life, living in a van, money is obviously a big thing. Living in London, it's extremely expensive. Prices of rent, electricity bills, this kind of stuff. And unless you're earning a lot of money, a lot of that money is just going on rent, bills, the rest of it, and then you've got a little bit of spending money but not much left over. And then also, I wanted to go traveling and experience the world. So yeah, it helped me save money, get out of debt, and do what I wanted to do, basically, yeah. The main reason that really I'm living in London is because actually I was doing property investment here. And let's face it, there's, if you're taking advantage of the system, I say there's two ways to treat the system. Either you take advantage of the system or it takes advantage of you. And that's why I got the property investment job. But that's why I was also in London, to just make money. And then, to be honest with you, I fell in love with the city. So yeah, I think, especially with today's prices, energy prices, everything, let's face it, the system is trying to rinse you. So I have no problems with trying to take advantage of it on my side. I've been in London probably for about 7-8 years, something like this. I love it here. There's still money to be made. I'm still kind of doing business, clothing. Yeah, there's opportunity here as well. So I'm not the kind of person that is like full on strong hippie, green, clean, let's just abandon everything. At the end of the day, I still want to achieve things, but also I want to live a different life. And I grew up in a small bedroom in Nottingham. I don't really care about the space, that's the truth. So it was easy living in the back of this van, to be honest with you. Okay, so this is my 2014 Volkswagen Luton Crafter. This is my home, my office, and my storage unit. So the reason that I went for a Luton Crafter in particular is because I'm quite tall, 6'4", so I can basically stand up, and I wanted the space, and I was planning to live in it full time. It's not like a part-time thing, so I wanted something that's quite spacious. I paid £7,250 for the van. It began just as a bareback van with absolutely nothing in it, and I spent around £12,000 to £13,000-ish kitting the whole thing out. So £20,000 in total to get it where it's at today.
All right guys, big shout out to today's sponsor, Soundcore. So these are the Soundcore Sleep A30 Special Earbuds, the world's first sleep earbuds with triple noise reduction. So if you live a similar lifestyle to me, van life, travelling, camping, then you'll know how easy it is for your sleep to be disrupted by roadside noise, noisy campsites or snorers. And these have genuinely helped improve my sleep. The big feature is the triple noise reduction system. Noise cancellation designed specifically for sleep to help reduce low frequency sounds, passive noise isolation from the soft earbuds, plus adaptive snore masking to help cover annoying background noise during the night. And the app is actually my favourite part. You get free access to selected sleep audio from Calm, plus loads of built-in sounds like rain, nature and white noise, and you can mix them together to create your own soundscape for whatever environment you're sleeping in. Comfort-wise, these are way better than normal earbuds for sleeping. They're super soft, lightweight, and because they sit flush to your ear, they're actually comfortable for side sleepers like me. Plus, you get different sized ear tips for different ear shapes. You also get sleep tracking, custom alarms in the app, and up to 10 hours of battery life, making them ideal for travel and multi-day trips. So these have become part of my regular van setup now, and if you struggle sleeping while camping or traveling, definitely check them out, especially with the upcoming Prime Day deal of $40 off. We'll leave a link below in the description. Big thanks to Soundcore for sponsoring the video. Back to it.
The front of the cab at the moment is basically just for storage. Like I said, running a clothing business, so we've got lots of stuff everywhere, so it's a total mess. So this is where I fill up my gas, and I have got, I think it's a 40 litre LPG tank. Highly recommend. You can fill it up at a petrol station, super cheap. It costs me like about 26, 27 pounds at the moment to fill up the tank. And I've got a full cooker, can use that every day. And I'll fill this up about once every 3 months. I'm spending about £8 a month to use the cooker pretty much every day. So it's super cheap. Cheat code to the system. The windows again, this is actually just plastic, but it's double glazed. In terms of breaking in, it's a lot more difficult. And yeah, it's quite a big window, so it does let in a bit more light, but not the most, because obviously it's tinted windows, but still a nice little view onto these beautiful houses. This is basically just a filler unit for my water. I have a 100 litre tank in the back. If you have like a 5-minute shower, you'll probably use about 30 litres, something like this. But I go to the gym. I don't shower in the van anymore, but it's enough. It lasts you a while, drinking water, do your washing up and stuff like this. Yeah, it's fully off-grid. That's one thing that I wanted, and obviously to just save as much money as possible. In terms of on the roof, I've got 3 solar panels, 650 watts in total. That's more than enough to do any online work, the fridge, yeah, all the power we need. Yeah, we've got a fireplace inside as well, legendary Lenny, so there's a flue on the top. Other than that, I've also got a, if you want to call it a skylight, it's not really a skylight, a little plastic window, but it does let me see the stars at night the odd time. There's also a fan on the roof as well, like an extractor fan, max air fan, I think, quite common in the van life world. I would say that the van in general, I don't want it to be obvious. I wouldn't say that this is obvious. It's not exactly totally inconspicuous, because obviously you've got little things popping out here and there, but it doesn't scream camper van, you know, and that's kind of what I wanted as well. So at the back of the van at the moment, this is my tailgate. This is also my balcony for festivals, which is actually super cool, to be fair, when we've been to going festivals. So this is kind of how I've designed it at the back. Underneath, I told you space is an issue. This is another storage unit, clothing stuff. This is my water tank, 100 litre water tank. And over here is my all of my electrics, which again, I did myself. I think that is a 300 amp battery, lithium. Woo! Yeah, so views are important to me, especially with, you know, yeah, exactly. And that beautiful van that we've got behind us right now, which is literally just a big black van, I can't see anything. But especially when I was going traveling in Europe, you know, staying in mountains, staying by the beaches and stuff like this, I wanted to make the most of the views. So that's why I split the doors here. And it's amazing when you're just chilling on the bed, you can open it in the morning and then you're by the beach and you've just got amazing views. So actually one of my favourite things, to be honest with you, in the whole van. On the other side of the van, same window as before. They're about £320 each, so they're not the cheapest, but definitely worth it. This is where I've also got my wastewater, which is like an 80 litre tank. This is my main door, yeah, the door to the palace. And this is just a little crappy caravan door, that's the truth. And it's the bit that I hate the most about the van, because I think it just looks horrific. And look at that, is that not just absolutely terrible? But yeah, so I put on some more expensive locks. So it's actually got 3 different locks. So although it's ridiculously flimsy, it's pretty secure now. It's given me everything that I needed. You know, you're not too sure obviously when you first set out and you've not kind of lived in a van before. I did research just to make sure at least the space was adequate. I think one of the main points of a Luton is basically just a box. It's very easy to build with straight walls, straight roofs, everything's very simple. I would say go for a Luton, just be careful of the weight. Compared to a Mercedes Sprinter and stuff, they've got less space and I think the load limit is higher, but with a Luton there's more space and it's lower, so that's definitely something to bear in mind. So in terms of funding the lifestyle or being able to live this lifestyle, I'm doing lots of different things. I'm working with a guy with autism, that's my job, so I'm doing that 2 to 3 days a week. That's easy enough for me to sustain all of my costs, my bills, everything else that I've got going on. A clothing brand, I'm weird, the people out there. Yeah, so I've just launched a clothing brand literally within the last month. That's what I'd say I'm passionate about, where I found purpose. And then I'm working at Portobello Market on my own little art creations. So lots of different things, but it's all in the pursuit of doing something that I'm passionate about. That's really what I've learned in life. Van life in a city in general, the thing is with London, obviously with this whole ULEZ thing now, again, it's just another money rinse for them to just make as much money as possible. It also depends on whereabouts in the city that you are, because obviously there's certain areas of London that you wouldn't really want to park your van at night, that's the truth. A lot of people going past busy areas and stuff like this. But if you can find nice areas out the way, parks, green areas and stuff like this, I think it's perfect. But it depends what you want to do it for, you know. If you're just looking for kind of forests, this kind of green life, then, you know, there's that side of it. But I'm running a business and I like my forests, my trees and the rest of it. So you kind of got to find the best of both worlds, you know. That's why I don't, you know, I try to stay around parks, these kind of areas, this Hampstead Heath, Richmond, and then you're kind of outside of ULEZ or main parking restrictions, you know, because a lot of the streets around here you can't really park on, or they put like a 1 hour window. You can't stay here from like 8 till 9 or from 11 till 12. And that's obviously because people like me come and park up outside. All right guys, this is my home. So let's go have a look inside. So obviously we've got the door here, a little vanity mirror on the top. Then we have one of my favourite features of the van, which is legendary Lenny. And it looks small, but it produces a lot of heat, especially with the flue. This is a twin wall flue. Yeah, this is literally the only heat source in the van. So you can use wood or you can use coal. And we have started to use smokeless coal now because we're in London and they have rules around smoke. You can't have like fires with wood blowing smoke. I only found that out the other day. And this legend, can we see this? Yeah. This is Rastriferian that we got from Turkey. So this is my bathroom. We've just got a simple curtain to give yourself a little bit of privacy. Unfortunately, it doesn't cover the noises. And yeah, a shower, this is actually quite a big shower unit, to be honest with you. At the beginning stages of the van, I would shower in the van, but now I've joined the gym just because it's easier. But we've got our toilet in here as well. And if you want to see the toilet, seeing as though we're doing a full tour, look, we've got a full little pretty thing on here, and it's got a flush. How good is that? This is like kind of a full length mirror. Good spacing, because then obviously we can kind of stand outside and you can see your clothing looking good. Ding ding. Living in a van, you can eat, you know, I don't think it's a problem in terms of staying hygienic. It just depends on how much you want to shower, to be honest with you. But yeah, it's got everything. It's everything that you need, pretty much like living in a house. Certainly in terms of showers, taps, running water, toilet. It's not a problem. It's a good life. Yeah, so this is the kitchen area above here. this is where we actually have our second bedroom, as we can see, which is doubling into more storage. But I did actually sleep up here whilst I was building the van for like 9 months. And then here we are into the kitchen area. As you can probably tell, it's like a wooden theme. I kind of like the idea of cottages, this kind of vibe. So this is why everything you'll see is just like a little wooden cottage. And seeing as though it made the noise, there we go, we've got a copper sink as well. We have the fridge. Under here, we have storage, and then we have a full-size cooker, and this cooker is amazing. 2 hobs, you've got a grill underneath, and also you've got a full cooker, so you can do everything. So underneath here, we've got like 2 spotlights, which are individually controlled, and then some further cupboards at the top, just for storage of more random stuff, food, blah, 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 and then plates, cups, and the rest of it in here. Okay, so the area I'm in at the moment is my luxurious lounge area with my suede seats. Underneath we've got storage, which is where we basically just keep our shoes and stuff. A little bit of crockeroonies on the go. And then we have another storage box underneath, which is just another big storage area. As we can see, a nice window behind me, tactical move, so then when we're chilling on the sofa, we can enjoy our views again. And this is also the storage underneath the bed. Like I said, just really maxing out in terms of storage. So that's like all the little incense and magic and make everything smell nice and stuff like this. So yeah, one storage unit here, pretty big. Another storage unit the same size. And then these 3 is for our clothing. And we can see, just while we're here, oh, what is that, a label? Yes, it's I'm Weird Clothing. There we go, perfect. Yeah, so this is where the magic happens. It's a full-size double bed, and even with me being this as tall as I am, like we can see I'm just about fully stretched out, and it's not too bad. The little toes catching a breeze as well, which is perfect. This is my little skylight. That is where I can do some stargazing at night. And in terms of the back doors, probably my favourite part of the van at the moment, especially when we're in London and stuff like this. You have an unbelievable view outside of this black van, so it totally makes it worthwhile. I was working in property investment, like I said, and I spent money on this to make it how I wanted. And you know, the truth is £12,000 to £13,000 is a lot of money actually to put in a van. But I wanted this to be as homely as possible, because this is not a part-time thing for me. And especially if I'm living in London, you know, I'm working at the time, I was, you know, doing a job, wearing a suit, this kind of stuff. And even now, you know, with doing business and stuff like this, I want to be comfortable. I'm all up for freedom, you know, and living different ways and saving money and stuff like this, but I want a comfortable standard of living, basically. Yeah, in terms of choice of lifestyle, definitely no regrets. 0 regrets whatsoever. I would say that this is one of the best decisions that I ever made. Working in London, making money, moving out of my apartment, getting myself out of debt because of this decision to move into this van, and then save money and then fulfill that dream of traveling. It's one of the best decisions that I ever made, and I'm going to take that forward, what I've said, with decisions moving forward. I kind of want a good balance in life, that's the truth, rather than just focusing on just making money or just living free and neglecting the experience side of life, because we live in the system, the capitalist system. You need money to go on experiences. I kind of, you know, I've learned that I want a good balance in life. Yeah, definitely living in a van allows me to like achieve the balance that I need. I'm comfortable living in here, but it's also sensible living. It's progressive, it allows me to save money, I can live within my means, but also, you know, I can progress and try and achieve things. My single most favourite is the freedom and the fact that I can just save loads of money and it doesn't cost me much. And my least favourite, You know, I don't really find anything that difficult, that's the truth. You know, I mentioned on my channel that you can't have a washing machine, and then someone commented and said, well, I've got a washing machine in my van. So I'm like, well, fair enough, maybe you can. But you know, for me, like, you got to go to the laundrette and stuff like this. The toilet situation, there's obviously that side, you've got to empty the toilet and stuff like this. So, but whatever. It's not too bad, really, genuinely. I like the life. I don't think I'd have been here for the last 3.5 years if I didn't like it, so. In terms of judgment from other people as you live in this life, I'd say it depends on where you park. If you're parking in an area like this, Hampstead Heath, you're surrounded by millionaires. Apparently Harry Styles is just down the road, so he's my neighbour, which is perfect. So yeah, I'm sure they'll often look out their window and they're not too happy about it, but it's not that they can really do anything. So it is what it is, I guess. It's part of the parcel. But yeah, it's definitely dependent on where you live and where you choose to park. Yes, it's everyone out there that's watched, appreciate your time. And yeah, hopefully some of the stuff that I've shared helps some people. And if you want to follow my channel, you can. It's Life of Sai on YouTube. And to anyone that likes the clothing, this is the most important part, a little bit of promotion. I'm weirdbrand.com, so you can be weird like me, and it's all about owning and representing your uniqueness. So peace and love to everyone.
All right, guys, thanks for tuning in there, and a big thanks to Sai for sharing his story with us and showing us around.
Make sure to check him out on the socials and also his clothing brand too. All the links will be down below in the description. And we hope that you enjoyed that video. Let us know in the comments what you think, and if you liked it and you want to see more videos just like this, then make sure you're subscribed, and we'll see you in the next one.